unfortunately, I can't display the slides in this system. So I'm talking today about custodianship in the digital age, an African perspective. Introduction, dear elders, youth and colleagues, distinguished guests, we speak today of living archive, a bridge between the sacred groove of our ancestors and the digital cloud. My presentation is a journey through 5 critical pillars on how Africans must own and shape this digital transition. The fact, the living archive is not a static repository of documents, but a dynamic participatory process. It is curated space where the past, memory and culture is actively engaged with the present, dialogue, innovation, to consciously design a more prosperous and identity-strong future entrepreneurial ecosystem. From physical to digital, this is a necessary evolution in the digital age. I understand the deep preference for physical integration and, for example, the handshake, the shared meal, the energy of dance when you're together physical. The digital world can feel cold, disconnected, and one way. But we must not see it as a replacement. We must see it as a new, powerful, additional vessel for our old way. It is the modern day talking drum, carrying out our stories across oceans in milliseconds. Our challenge is not to choose one over the other, but to infuse our digital space with the warmth, community, and spirit of our physical gatherings. This is our first adoption. Who owns the digital twin? IP and security. As we digitalize our heritage, scan of sacred masks, recording of elder stories, we face a critical question. Who owns the digital copy? This is not just a technically, it's a matter of sovereignty. We cannot upload our soul to platforms that claims ownership of our data. We need an Africa-centric digital rights framework using technology like blockchain to encrypt and tag our cultural assets, ensuring that the community, the true custodian, remain control, benefit, and the power of grant access. This is how we protect ourselves from new form of digital colonialism. Another aspect is to maintain physical exhibit of digitalized items and practices, a museum and collection. The youth as digital custodians. These lead to my program, idea or suggestion for young practitioners, the sons and daughters of knowledge holders. We are training them to not just be technicians, but digital heroes and cultural memory stewards. So let the young people, the sons and daughters of the custodian, of the knowledge custodian, be the one to digitalize. They are the bridge builders. They learn the coding languages, but also the pro-verbal language of their grandparents. Their role is to ethically digitize, contextualize, and manage access to our archives. They are the new custodians at the gate, ensuring our culture is shared on our terms. Restitution to reparation, owning the narrative. Speaking of term, the debate has moved from restitution to returning physical objects to reparation, returning knowledge and meaning. But in the digital world, we face the new battle. Who owns the narrative? A museum in Europe can digitalize a looted artifact and offer its 3D model open access. But that is their interpretation, their metadata, their story. True digital reparation means we control the narrative. It means we own the server, the context, and the story that comes with our own heritage. We must be the authors of digital identity. Call to action, rejecting the coconut mentality. Coconut is a synonym for a person or a society who is African but with a white mind, which means a contemporary mind gained through knowledge systems from the origin colonial and now contemporary Western world. So this is the call for action. Use your own knowledge, your own systems, your own human resources to document. Don't let others do it for you. The last slide now is about digital engagement, ethical consideration. I know, especially during and after COVID, many meetings are now held online. But face-to-face meeting cannot be replaced by online meeting, 100%. The participants get in the meeting engagement. That is the presentation, the discussion group, and comments. Yeah, that is what you get. That is what you're invited to when you come for a face-to-face meeting. But what you get is additional human interaction, networking during break time, in the beginning and end, and receiving, for example, refreshment and rest. Online meeting, you get the same hard content, participants get meeting engagement, presentation, group discussion, comments, but they're lacking the human interaction and networking. On top, they are expected to pay their own internet data, own refreshment, etc., and therefore becoming a donor for the meeting. So when we do engagement online, we have to consider what it means to be online. I thank you very much, and I wish you good deliberation. I'm open for question. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Your applause is so silent. Is it because you couldn't see the presentation? I want to make sure that you've been attentively listening to her, at least. That shows how passionate we are. Any volunteer to just give us a takeaway that you've got from our presentation. Just any volunteer. How are you going to pass on our heritage if we remain silent? Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you. My name is Wangwe. I'm not good at in English. What I got is she said in European museum they use digital in order to keep their history in digital system. So she asked us why not African history is not kept in a digital system.
Thank you so much, Mubanga. Mubanga kangahe? Mubanga karindwi. Murakoze cyane. Duhaye recap. Ati mukubera iki umurage wacu tutawukumva binyuze mu ikoranabuhanga cyane ko turifite n'umurage tukaba tuwufite. Anyone with a question for her? Anyone with a question? Does that, I assume that means you are all convinced and you don't have any compliment to give, any supplement? Shall we go on to the next activity? It seems gentleman behind in the traditional attire has something. Mukoresha ibindi mushaka, turi abanyarwanda turimo turavuga ku murage, impamvu turimo gucishamo tukazivanga nuko ari abo dufatanyije batasobanukiwe urwacu.
Thank you. My name is Gaupez. The question I have is to ask her that how can, if you have that passion to protect that heritage, but you come from in Africa, what someone can do. Another thing I have recent touch on my heart is that if you want to do something, don't have to wait someone that can do. You have to do it yourself. Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you so much. Aki, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great.
Yeah. Me, I would like to ask everyone.
Can you speak louder?
The big problem we have as Rwandese is that we don't, it's like we are not proud of our culture and traditions. Everything you would like it to be, every new fashion or what can, our generation is more oriented to Americanization. What can I say? It's Americanization of another country. Even in our language, we will find some big part of our nation, and we are talking Kinyarwanda in the Kiganda and the Kinyarwanda in the Kirundi. They are proud to use those kind of form of language instead of while in the secondary school, the primary school, they learned those words and this grammar in Kinyarwanda. Second, this is about language. Lifestyle, or what we were prohibited to do and what we are doing now. We are not living according to our culture. Even culture must not be static, but can improve. But we can't improve why we are losing the why we are losing backbone of our tradition, and here we are talking about heritage. If heritage must be confusion, which kind of heritage are you going to protect as you are requesting? So sometimes if we are not proud to be Rwandan and live our heritage, even not being stuck on not interesting culture aspect, but developing, but not losing the backbone, maybe I think it can be one way of restoring, keeping, and maintaining our culture. Thank
you. Thank you so much. He's saying, like, how do you preserve something that you're not proud of, simply? Can you hear us?
Can you kind of summarize the question? I could not get it clearly. The microphone was too far.
But now I think the microphone is a bit here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Kindly summarize, and so I can respond.
Okay, to summarize, he just told us that from his observation, most Rwandans, especially young people, have lost their identity. For instance, he touched on the language. People have started adopting foreign languages, some of them from nearby countries. adopting American culture, and it's like, how do we preserve our culture yet we have lost its backbone, which is language? So if you can give us an insight on that, it will be really appreciated. And right after that, we'll have another question for you.
Okay, thank you. One way of preserving linguistic culture of a country is to start the primary education. The first 2 years, you teach the children in local language and English as a second language or French, then depending on the country. And then gradually, you have a bilingual education. You can, for example, say the classes in history, the classes in geography are taught in Kinyarwanda, and the other classes are taught in English. And you also examine the classes in the language of instruction. So you have a bilingual training and education system. There are many models which are published, how to teach or you do bilingual education in primary, secondary, and university education. Secondly, when you have extracurricular activities, you can have language clubs and culture clubs in the schools, especially in boarding schools. You know, there is a lot of time the children spend after class, maybe not doing so much productive learning, but you can introduce there in the free time some language clubs, some cultural clubs, and that helps also to bring the culture near to the pupils. Also, it's very important to have effort to document the culture on the language you have, especially the elders, which of course one day they are no longer with you. So you can now digitalize the elders' knowledge and then put it in a format which is attractive for the children, and then therefore you can transmit it from one generation to the next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anki. I hope from our responsibility. Right. Thank you so much. We have like 2 more questions. Hope you're ready for that. Okay. Your name and the question.
Thank you. My name is Olivier Mugisha. I have a first question. It's kind of personal. I'm sorry. There are 2 questions. First one is, I want to ask you how are you connected with the Rwandan culture? That's first, and then second, you said about documentation. Is it? I don't know if it's cultural or language documentation. I want to ask, how are you planning to document those things you are saying you want to digitalize? Thank you.
Okay, how I'm connected to the Rwandan culture. Actually, I'm not, but I'm living in your neighboring country in Barara for the last 25 years. I'm living in Uganda, and I'm working in the development and promotion of traditional medicine for the last 25 years. And I supported a team to set up the Farm Biotechnology and Traditional Medicine Center. So I'm a little bit connected to the African cultures, but not to Rwanda especially. I'm more on the Ugandan side. But East Africa has similarities. So, and what I mentioned about linguistic and cultural heritage conservation and also bringing it to the young people, that is not culture specific. That is a general framework in how the knowledge and language can be transferred from the elder generation to the younger generations. But your question needs a long discussion and building a framework around it that cannot be discussed in a small meeting, but that needs a full-fledged team to work in that. Thank you.
as we are waiting for her, we can keep on the conversation. I think from the question you asked, I would say that the ball is in our hands, because we are young, and unfortunately she's not connected to Rwandan culture, but we are, and we are digital today. So I believe we can do more than she would or anyone else, because we are Rwandans ourselves. Twebwe ubwacu twabasha kudokimanta tugashyira mu nyandiko nk'uko yabiduhaye n'igitekerezo uvuga ngo abakuru tujye twandika amakuru bafite kugira ngo atazazimira, tutazabura. Urumva rero umukoro wacu kuruta uko twawugira uw'abanyamahanga, niko mbyumva ngewe, bikaba byadufasha kugera ku izina ntego twifuza. Okay, are you back? Sorry.
Yes, I'm back. I can hear. I can't hear a sound. I cannot hear you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
But now you can hear me.
Yes, now I can hear you.
We're very sorry, we just had a technical issue and then we lost you all of a sudden. But
Yes.
you are almost wrapping up your response to the question you had asked, which was how do we digitize it? So I think if you can go on and finish that, we can welcome the next question after.
Come again, I couldn't hear you because I think I finished the question, waited for the next question.
Okay, great. So let's welcome another person with a question. The name of the question.
Before I speak my question, my name is Noble, and I wanted to ask you a question concerning if the approach you have ever encountered, or if the mechanism we can put in place of looking how now we can bring in an aspect of money, because you say in your presentation that we should not wait for others to resource our heritage here. So we should be the first to use it, and it should be beneficial to us before it benefits anyone else. So I wanted to ask you, in terms of creation of money, and how or what are the mechanisms we should adopt here as young entrepreneurs who believe in cultural heritage? So kindly, that was my question.
Okay, thank you very much. Number one, to get the skill of digitalization, you need to have been trained in digital tools. This one you can do by choosing the right qualification, either a bachelor in digital and communication, and therefore when you need money, you can look for scholarship for that. Secondly, there are available short courses in this training. And for fundraising, it's also important to approach cultural organization of your country and also larger entrepreneurs, companies who are having a corporate social responsibility program. Most of the larger companies in your country have a cultural or this called corporate social responsibility. They are making programs in schools and others. Approach the companies with a small concept. You like to digitalize maybe one aspect of your culture, write a concept and sell it to them. You don't need to wait for international donors.
Okay,
So if the organizer is managing to bring me over to Rwanda, I think we could have a consultative process of maybe 1 week to be more in depth, because it's very hard to engage online. I mentioned it's hard. I'm preaching to you I'm giving information, I'm hardly hearing you. So it's a digital world, it's not 100%, but I am available. I could come for a week, meet you, have a consultative processes, maybe even going to the companies, developing the concept, and then going to the companies and make some sampling of fundraising, local fundraising. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind consideration. I hope we want her in Rwanda. Who needs her here so that she can help us with? Okay. So, as you can see, everyone wants you here in Rwanda. So we'll talk to the management and we hope to see you in the near future.
Okay, thank you very much. And I wish you good meeting to continue.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have an insightful presentation.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
And you're welcome to join us as we're going on with the living archives. So feel free to follow, and if you have anything that you want to say, we will again hand over it. Okay, let's see. So back to the room. We are about
Thank you very much.
We are about to shift and watch the screening of the most exciting part of our event. But before that, we're going to have a quick reflection on what is IRAGE and its project, which is the DHP, the platform that is the most awaited thing here. So Clever, are you here? Okay. Ubwobahizi turakwakiriye turagukeje urubuga rurwaye. Muraho neza. Amahoro. Ndagira mbashimire ko mwabashije kuboneka mukitabira. Mu by'ukuri ntako bisa kubagira. Njya mvuga ngo hariho Afurika, hariho urubyiruko rwayo, ariko hariho n'umurage. Izi nizo mbaraga z'ahahise z'aho turi ndetse n'aho tugana. Mu bihe by'ikoranabuhanga rero iyo urebye ni gute ikoranabuhanga riza kubihuza, biba ikintu cy'ingenzi kuko uretse gusa nk'uko twahoze tubiganira aho kuba ubukoroni bwaraduteje kubanza kwiyanga, tugasanga turi kurwana n'intambara yo kwirwanya ubwawe. Iyo uyitsinze rero ukamenya ndinde mbere y'abandi, naho ngaho bihera ukanumva inshingano ufite. Twihangana twakoresheje indimi ebyiri zitarimo n'Ikinyarwanda, ari narwo ngiye gukomezamo mbiseguraho kubera ko wenda abo turi gukorana bagize n'ukuboko babasha kumva izo ndimi. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'd like to have this opportunity. Thank everyone who's attending in person and online. And this is a living archive. The concept of a living archive is all about to see how we may really appreciate those elders we're living together with, regardless of this new perception we as came person to, Abanyafrika bitwandika ushaka guhisha Umunyafrika arandika. But there was a way we've been keeping our values, our cults, our history within various strategies, and Uvanganzo was one of it. So when you don't have something you've acquired from previous generation, and try to catch up how you may be a transfer to the next generation, there you may be missing your responsibility to be such a responsible citizen. Of course, when you talk about patriotism, it's not about loving the country, but it's also preserving and sustaining what is there. And we are good and really transfer to the next generation. This is all what we do about Digital Heritage Preservation Platform. It's a cultural innovation that is having an ambition to preserve Africa's cultural
assets sustainably as foster social cohesion among communities toward that sustainable heritage preservation. So without further ado, as we give you a warm welcome and a guide